Tina Clayton, Kerrica Hill, and Tia Clayton could struggle in 2023. Welcome back to the channel, people. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, thank you for making it Peter Lloyd World. Now go ahead, please hit the subscribe button so we can continue to grow. When you do that, go ahead and hit the notification bell so you know when the next video drops. We drop a video at least once a day here on Peter Lloyd World. Also, if you enjoy the content, please hit that like button. And finally, leave your thoughts. After this sports analysis where we take a look at and we break down the races. So, when you're ready, good to go. Now, first up, let me say happy 2023 to all of you and best wishes to you and those you love for this new year. Now, why would we even propose this topic that I know many of you are now currently wrenching your hands? How dare Peter Lloyd World say that these three remarkable queens, Tina Clayton, Kerrica Hill, and Tia Clayton, could struggle for the 2023 season. Let me make it clear, we do not want this to happen, but we have to always be honest and discuss the truth. And the truth is, this is a possibility, and we'll now explain to you why. Now, the Clayton twins, as you know, are no longer amateur, as is Kerrica Hill, which means that as of becoming professionals, they can now be paid for running. They can be sponsored formally. They can earn a living from track and field. The Clayton twins, Tina and Tia Clayton, joined the world famous MVP track club under the tutelage of the genius male coach himself, Stephen Francis. And of course, Kerrica Hill went to join Elite Performance under the tutelage of the amazing Ronaldo Walcott, who has transformed the already brilliant Shelley and Fraser Price. So they're both in exceptional camps. So we will tell you why we think that there's a possibility that all three could struggle. We do not want this to happen, but we're just being honest. Kerrica Hill, who is still only 17 years of age, well, we believe that this may be a shortcoming. 17 is still very, very young, and a lot of becoming pro has to do with emotional and psychological adjustment. Now, it is evident to us that this young lady's talent is phenomenal. Remember, she won the Under 20 World Athletic Championship in the women's 100-meter hurdles in an astounding meet record and world leading time, I believe, of 12.77 seconds. So we cannot in any way doubt her talent, but the fact of the matter is 17 is young, and there's a lot of psychological adjustments that are necessary going pro. So that's our primary concern. We are of the opinion that, one, adjusting as a 17-year-old may be challenging. Now, what we've noticed is in her posts, she's always among Shelley and Fraser Price. They all look happy, they look relaxed, which is a good thing. It means Coach Walcott is cognizant of this possibility. The secondary aspect as to why we think she may initially struggle, and we believe they all may initially struggle, is the adjustment. She was a dominant person in her age group and class, which is class 2, in 2022. She will now be competing against the senior, the Megan Tappers, the Brittany Andersons, and that's a huge adjustment. Brittany Anderson's PB and national record, I believe, is 12:31 or 32 over the 100-meter hurdles. Megan Tapper's best, I believe, is 12:50 or 57. Not to mention Daniel Williams and others, the likes of Acuin Nugent and others. So we believe that the secondary factor that she may end up struggling initially to adjust to run against people who are actually at this level faster than her. So that's Kerrica Hill. This, of course, is my 2 cents. Now, Tia Clayton, as you know, has suffered from injury issues for the last, I believe, 12 to 18 months. Now, she looked really, really good in this race, the 4x100 meter World Under 20 final, where, of course, not only did we win, but we set a new world record in the process. Of course, Tia Clayton, as always, ran the anchor leg and looked remarkable. Hope you don't mind my talking over this video, but you've seen it a million times. So our primary issue with her is, has she recovered enough and sufficiently? Now, of course, she's in the MVP camp. They're remarkable. And of course, her sister is there with her. So we know that she has that emotional support, and that's very, very important. So our primary concern regarding her is that first, that injury issue, has she fully recovered? Secondarily, the same thing we brought up before, she's now going to be running against seniors, Shelley and Fraser Price, Elaine Thompson-Herah, Kerrica Jackson, and others. So, that will also create an adjustment issue, because again, she was one of the more dominant girls in her age group. So we also believe that this could lead to a period of adjustment for the beginning, at least the first part of her pro season for the 2023. But of course, she's in great hands, so we expect that this should not happen, but we have to point out the obvious. Now, finally, of course, we have to discuss the queen, the great one, the young great one, Tia Clayton. With her consecutive wins of the World Under 20 Women's 100 meter title, as well as her new personal best and national record for the island of Under 20 Women's 100 meters of 10.95. Look, Tia Clayton is a force. I'm not saying that Kerrica isn't also a remarkable talent. They're both remarkable talents. But, let's face it, she's a remarkable force. Again, I hope you don't mind my speaking over that video. You've seen it a million times, her doing that run. I'm assuming. If you haven't, apologies. But I'm trying to get the video, within a certain time frame. So we know that she's phenomenal. But again, there are the factors, as I mentioned before. Age 18, the emotional adjustment to becoming a pro. And secondarily, the fact is that she's now going to be running against the really big girls. Now, will she do very well? I believe that after some adjustment, she will. Now, the primary reasons why I'm saying that there may be a period of adjustment, remember that the world's fastest male athlete of all time, Usain Bolt, had a huge adjustment problem when he went pro at 17. He had an issue. He did really, really well. He struggled for at least a year or maybe more before he found his footing. I remember many Jamaicans cussing out poor Usain at 17. So I'm only saying this to say that there is a possibility that could happen. And also statistically, as I've stated on several videos, the statistics are globally that only 2%, 1 to 2% of all people who go pro from the amateur or college ranks are successful in that transition. So I'm just making you aware that there is a possibility. Now, whether or not we expect this possibility to occur, the answer is absolutely not. Both sets of girls are in exceptional camps. MVP is remarkable. And of course, Elite is remarkable. However, not all MVP athletes have done extremely well, and not all elite athletes have done very well. So we are hoping that this transition takes place smoothly, but we are saying, based on the statistics and the numbers and these things that we pointed out, there is a very distinct factor that at least for the first half of their pro year, the girls may struggle. But this, of course, is my 2 cents. Now, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and hit that like button. Leave your thoughts. What do you think? Is there any possibility in your mind? Or should I never have even brought it up? Remember, you are royals, kings and queens. Bless up!